One of the best ways to organize your ideas, your to-do list, your projects is through the use of a simple notebook. And whether you use your notebook for home, for work, for school, keeping it organized is key to staying on top of everything you have to do. So today I wanted to talk about 7 ways to organize your notebook. These are 7 things that you could put into place that will help you use your notebook more effectively. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you need to think about is, what do you need from this notebook? Is it for work? Is it for school? Is it for your home chores? Do you need to travel with it? Are you going to take it out in meetings? What kind of notes do you need to keep in it? Thinking and brainstorming about exactly how you're going to use your notebook will help you be more effective with your notebook. Once you decide on your purpose for this notebook, then it makes it much easier to decide on your size, your format, if you're going to get a hardcover book versus a softcover book. Picking out the right size and format of your notebook is so crucial in order to make sure that you continue to use it. For instance, let's take this notebook. This is a really small, compact notebook, soft cover, that I use for my content creation. Now, I have several places where I might put content creation. One of them is in my actual planner. However, I do keep this small notebook in the pocket of my planner so that I am able to brainstorm and write down ideas on the go. It's a small notebook, so I can travel with it easily. I can easily take this out and write down different notes if I need to very quickly. I don't try and keep it too neat because I know that its sole purpose is for me to be able to scribble down different ideas and jot down whatever I am thinking. And I mainly use it just for content creation, so that I know that if I'm ever pulling out this notebook, it is because I have some type of idea of a video that I want to post and I want to script it out in here. So think about exactly how you're going to use your notebook. If it's something that needs to be portable, that you're going to use on a go, then having an 8.5 by 11 hardcover notebook may not be best, because that's really difficult to take out and instantly write in while you're on the go. So make sure that you brainstorm and brain dump all the ways that you're going to use your notebook, because it is the very first way to make sure that you keep an organized notebook. Tip number 2 is to find a way to identify your most important pages in your notebook. Now, there are different ways that you can do this. You can add page numbers, you could keep an index, or you could possibly add tabs. You just need a way to be able to identify your most important pages. Within your notebook, you'll always have those pages that you constantly need to reference. And if you always have to flip back and forth looking for those pages, it will instantly frustrate you and may even stress you out. So my personal favorite method is to use washi tape on the pages that I reference frequently. Within my content notebook, this would be my content ideas pages. Throughout this notebook, I have different pages where I have listed a bunch of video ideas, and of course, I love to reference those frequently to select which videos I would like to film next. So having the same washi tape on each one of those pages makes it super easy for me to easily flip to the page that I want and be able to quickly reference my video ideas. So whether you use washi tape like I do, use tabs, page numbers, or an index, you just want to find a way to reference those important pages so that you can easily get to them in your notebook. Tip number 3 to organize your notebook is to use highlighters to switch topics within your notes. One of the easiest ways to signal to myself that I have switched topics within my notebook is by changing the color of the highlighter that I am using. So for instance, with my scripting notebook, I am writing down different video ideas. Whenever I have finished completing a script for one video idea, then I will switch my highlighter color to let myself know that I am on to another idea. That way, instantly, I know that I am on a new script, and it helps me to easily be able to flip through my notebook and see the start and stop of a particular topic. So you can definitely try this out with different notebooks that you have. You could have one particular color that you are using for a project at work. And then if you switch topics within that same notebook, all you have to do is switch your highlighter color. This will easily let you know that you have switched topics without having to read what is actually on that page. It will save you time and help you focus a little bit more on what you actually need from your notebook. The fourth way to organize your notebook is to add titles and dates to your notes. Adding dates and titles to your notebook is another way to easily identify and keep track of your notes. So keeping in my example of my content notebook, I will always add my video title at the very top of my notebook and add the date that I am writing this note. It also makes it super easy to easily identify my different topics just by flipping the pages. So whether it's for school, home, work, or your side business, you definitely want to add titles to all of your notebooks so you can easily organize and identify what you are using this note for. Tip number 5 is to use multiple notebooks. Now, this tip is not for everyone. It is specifically for those of you that get overwhelmed when you have too much information coming at you at one particular time. If you are super busy, or you possibly get stressed out if you see too much information on one single page, then having multiple notebooks, just like having multiple planners, may be the best fit for you. As you guys know, I am a multiple planner type girl, and I am also a multiple notebook type girl. I have a prayer journal, I have a content notebook, I have a commonplace notebook. I have shared on my channel different types of notebooks and planners that I have used in order to help me stay on top of my organization. But I do like to keep separate notebooks for separate topics. Having a spot where I can process one particular subject completely in a notebook is a great way to help me stay organized in that particular subject. I was recently gifted a bunch of these smaller notebooks that are by Happy Planner. I absolutely love them, and I am definitely going to put them all to good use. But I love to have different topics for each one of my notebooks so that I don't feel like I'm losing stuff within the notebook. Now, of course, you definitely have to be careful to make sure you identify exactly how you want to use this notebook. Otherwise, you may end up writing in several different notebooks, different types of topics, and then losing the information that you need. So if you think that that might be you, or you may start one notebook and never finish it, then I would definitely say stick to one notebook. But if you're the type of person that likes to put each thing in its own compartment and have it all organized separately, then having multiple notebooks may work best for you. And if you want to see an updated video on my notebook organization and how many notebooks I am currently using, make sure that you leave it in the comments below. The 6th way to organize your notebook is to have multiple volumes. So sometimes you will need multiple notebooks, sometimes you will need multiple volumes, sometimes you will need both. So when we're talking about multiple volumes, we're talking about having multiple volumes of a particular topic that you have used for a notebook. For instance, if this was my very first scripting notebook for my content, then this would be volume 1 of this notebook. Once I'm finished with this notebook and I have filled out every single page, then I will start volume 2. Well, one of the things that I really love to do, especially with my content notebooks, is add a list into my Evernote of all of the topics that are located within this notebook. So then that way I know all of the videos and the ideas that are listed in volume 1 of my scripting or my content notebook. This makes it really easy to go back and be able to identify which notes I have in which notebooks. Then if I ever need to reference back to it, maybe I want to remind myself of the content that I talked about in this particular video, I can easily go to my bookcase, pull out this notebook, and flip through it to find this particular script. It's a great way to keep track of all of the notes that you have written over the last couple of years. Now, I can say with all of the notebooks that I have, the only 2 that I will usually keep are my content notebooks and my commonplace notebooks, because my commonplace notebook is a learning notebook and my content notebook is for my business. So with those 2 particular topics, I do keep multiple volumes of all of my notebooks so that I can reference back on them. However, you may not need to do this for every notebook that you have, but you do want to evaluate if it's a possibility, if it's something that could really help you in the long run. And the 7th way to organize your notebook is to make sure that your planner and your notebook are working together for a complete organized system. Your planner and your notebook definitely need to work together in order for you to stay organized. Sometimes if I'm in my commonplace notebook and I take a phone call, I might quickly jot down something that needs to be added to my schedule. But at the end of my day, when I am evaluating everything that has happened throughout the course of my day, I will pull out my notebook and make sure that I transfer that information into my planner. This entire process takes me about 5 to 10 minutes, but it's so crucial to making sure that my system works for me. And even if I am jotting down random to-do lists in a notebook, I will try and add times of when I'm going to complete that to-do list in my planner. This way, my notebook and my planner are working together in order to make sure I stay productive and stay on top of everything. So guys, I hope that these 7 ways have helped you. Do you have any other ways that you organize your notebook? Make sure that you leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.